live. Spray and pray. That's my zone. Yep, okay. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to first official episode of Tell Me I'm the Greatest podcast. And finally, after all this time, after all these years and many, many months, guys, we finally got Travis Bagent here with us. Travis, what's going on?
As you all know, I've been asked for many years to do a podcast. However, I never thought arm wrestling was in the big enough space. The platform was quite large enough for the beast. But now, with the king of the table coming to Atlantic City, we have reached the biggest peak point of arm wrestling history is transpiring. And the reason I say that is the East Coast Central is a great location. We are less than 2 hours away from the great New York City. Not much more you could ask for than for Jerry Kydyrgali to somehow Buster Douglas this motherfucking dude and win and become, for the first time in Jerry's life, I don't care what he has ever told his kids, his nephews, the buddy at the gym who said he was the champ, and he said, yes, I am the champ. No, you were never the champ, nor have you ever been the champ. You have won tournaments, but you have never opened your eyes and been the number one arm wrestler in the world. And now you have that opportunity next weekend, or this weekend, right? No, next weekend. No, yeah, you good. Yeah, motherfucker, you got plenty of time, homie. Get juiced up. Get juiced up. Triple down.
Triple down.
Drink it in the morning, whatever it is.
Cook with it.
No one cares what you do if you win. You are the underdog. We do not care what you do. Go motherfucking crazy, Jerry Kydyrgali. Whatever you have to do, you do it.
Travis, drink some water, man. Looking dehydrated. And if I were to add, use some moisturizer, Travis Bagent, look a little dry, man. Come on.
Just wake up here. Hold up here. I got some of that.
Come on, man. You're getting up in age. West Virginia, cold weather gonna get you, man. The skin is special.
It's like everybody's all judgmental now.
Hey, listen, but your skin's glowing.
Everybody's always
pocket's heavy.
I think it's this
You're
shitty
giving people advice.
I think it's this shitty podcast, but let me put some lotion on.
No, come on, man. You know how it is. First, remember the first week when Tyson got drafted, you were giving advices to everybody.
Do I look fresh?
You were judging every parent in the world.
Yeah, I don't mind judging people's actions, but their appearance on a shitty podcast.
I'm not judging your appearance. I'm judging your actions of a lack of moisturizing your face.
That is, and I usually am deep with the lotion. I do apologize. Let's just be honest, man. This is it. Like, nothing else needs to be said. Jerry Kydyrgali has an opportunity here, just like the great Buster Douglas did. He is at a severe disadvantage. Is there anybody that legitimately thinks, seriously, that they would bet their money on Jerry Kydyrgali? I know it's a hot take. Right? Hey, Jerry's going to beat him. Jerry can get in that position, outlast him. Whatever you say, because you know it's completely okay for you to be dead wrong. No one's going to judge you if you're dead wrong. And the potential accolades that you could receive by calling it early. I told you Jerry was going to win. Man, I want to know someone that will put their money on Jerry Kydyrgali. And all I mean by that, it's not to downgrade Jerry, it's to show the world how big of a deal it fucking is that if he somehow does this. I mean, listen, you talk about he don't need to do anything more.
And you're right.
Every family member in his whole fucking lineage will say, that's my guy. Every American, every arm wrestling American will 100% become a 100% Jerry Kydyrgali fan, follower. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. This is huge. I wonder if Jerry is stronger than he has ever been. Because listen, one can argue that if he builds upon what he did with Alex, he has to be in that realm. Mm-hmm. I mean, is Alex terrible?
No.
Alex would have to be terrible for Jerry not to be the strongest he's ever been when we saw what he did to Alex. It was crazy awesome. So, man, I tell you, Jerry Kydyrgali, if you're listening, my goodness, what an opportunity that you have, not just for yourself and your family, but for all of us. Because there ain't one person that's going to put up their $1,000 of their money. And I shouldn't even say $1,000 because some people, that ain't no money. You let me find out who you are, what you are worth, and I will tell you the number that you are not willing to bet on Jerry. Because you don't think Jerry's going to win. You hope he's going to win.
Right. So, hey, so since you're on that subject, so there's some
what
numbers.
Subject? We've only talked about one thing.
Well, there's a numbers for you because I'm looking at arm bet on people who have bet money so far on Levan and Jerry, right? And everybody else in the court who's available. Levan is sold out. Jerry is getting bought out, but it's kind of far from the half.
Right, but it's an amount of money that would go along with you, kind of stepping out of the realm, right? Because I would bet someone $20.
Okay.
I ain't saying I'll pay them, but I will bet a person $20 that Jerry wins. What I'm not doing is going to put $2,500 on Jerry because I think I can double up. You don't even have to, like, you know how many of us think somebody's going to win and not the other person? Like, this is very 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. For a lot of matches. This is not one of them. Let's make no mistake about it. As the severe underdog as you could possibly be.
Yeah, what are the actual chances here, in your opinion? What are we talking about?
Low chances, right?
Well, 80,
10%, 10%.
90-10. 90-10.
I mean, listen, all your eyes have to tell you that Devon cracked Hermes. Hermes cracks Jerry. Levan cracks Devon. Devon cracks Jerry. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Well, somewhere there, Hermes cracks Levan.
Can you crack someone when you're down 4-0?
Well, I mean, hey, you're giving a round. Right?
I know. I'm just saying. I mean, listen,
you're not going to take that?
If that's what you have on me, It's like, hey, you're the man, you're the man, you're the man. No, you're not the man. I slowed you down after I lost.
Listen, man, if I'm looking at you around 3 and the guy in the wheelchair splashing water in you, I already know you don't have that much respect in your own country, okay?
Now listen, I will give you this though. Would it have been worse if the guy wasn't in a wheelchair?
It would have been not as worse, for
No,
sure.
it would have been worse because then you would have wondered why. The only thing that you wonder why Levan didn't whip that guy's ass is because he was in a wheelchair. Right? I mean, that's the only reason. So I'm saying, thank God he was in a wheelchair.
Right. Yeah.
Not you a straight punk. You should have whipped that guy's ass anyway. But let's get back to the heart. The heart of the subject is severe underdog. Severe. Listen, there are 5 arm wrestlers at least that Jerry could be arm wrestling besides Levan that you might put Jerry as the underdog.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right? Jerry still ain't been able to beat Michael Todd, I don't think. They just pull for half hours at a time, and Michael always ends up winning. Right?
Oh, something of sorts, yeah.
Yeah, like Vitali and Jerry. That's 50-50. Ermith and Jerry. I mean, it's only 50-50 because you don't think Jerry was the Jerry he could be that day.
Well, you're not gonna tell me that you put Gennady and Jerry together again. It's not gonna be a war of some kind.
Yeah, kinda, but I also think that could be a good one for Jerry. Meaning, not that he wins or loses, but that he's the favorite going in there. Gotcha. I could be wrong, but listen, this is just my opinion. Gennady, what have you done lately? What you've done is you took some time off. You came back. You did not look as awesome, but that's because maybe Michael Todd was more awesome. There is also something to be said there. If Michael Todd's the greatest he's ever been, like he claims, well, then Gennady's better too, because that was close. If you're the same old Michael Todd, right, which is awesome, then Gennady comes back in and he's not quite there where he was at the present time. And sometimes you can never be where you were, ever, because it takes a bunch of circumstances. The other person's got to be hungry too. You know, everything has to happen for, and then we think about Gennady's wars with Jerry, Michael, and Devon, and the fact that Jerry, Michael, and Devon all believe they have to be way better than that to do what they want to do. Gennady, as blessed as he is a stepping stone for Levan, right? It's not far reaching. It's not condescending. It just shows you know that Levan is the dude. Mm-hmm. That's why this is such a tremendous, unfucking believable task that Jerry Kydyrgali almost impossible to climb. But if he does, he's the fucking man. He's the man. Let me tell you how much of a man he is already for getting the match. There are no Americans that can get that match except for Jerry Kydyrgali. Nobody wants to see Levan and Michael today. Michael's got to show something. Michael's got to do more, right? He's got to beat somebody else. He's going to have to beat Ermith. That's what he's got to do.
All right. I don't know if we have even seen that, dude. Like, I think people still want to see that in the first place.
Levan and Michael.
Yeah.
Me too. Let's see. Let's see if the card, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes to get the cardio involved.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, Michael might need another 1 or 2.
Well, they ain't might. There ain't no might. It's a fact. Just send this thing to England right now. It's already in the work. Michael and Gennady are about to pull for a chance to get back to this holy grail. The truth is Jerry Kydyrgali has the match. He got the match. Devon, Jerry, the 2 dudes that are able to get the match with this guy.
Well, and before who was the first person, Tim Brasden or Dave Chaffee? people have gotten matches with Levon
Did
before.
Dave Chaffee pull Levon too?
She did, and Tim Breslin has too.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Tim Breslin was a dumbass that went over there to the top 8 and let all of them kill him. Yeah, we know that. Yeah. That was just Tim got that contract because of everybody else was under contract and there was nobody else. He had to go.
Yeah, but
yeah, I got you. I'm just saying, like in this day and age, with the money,
I'm just kind of giving you a backstory. But yeah,
I mean, there's a new era of arm wrestling, and I don't know when it happened. You know, it wasn't King of the Table 1 or it wasn't East versus West 1. It was somewhere, I don't know which match it was, but one of those matches became abundantly clear that we got enough money to run this thing. Whatever that was, East versus West 9, 13, somewhere in there, all of a sudden, anybody that gets a match for the undisputed gauntlet baddest motherfucker ever, you gotta be a bad dude. Jerry Kydyrgali, ladies and gentlemen, what if he does it? Not only if he does it, the dramatic circumstances in which it's clear it would have to happen in that way, right? The way is that Levan uncomfortably fouls, trying to finish him early, puts himself in a position where he has to really be careful with that elbow. It keeps coming off the back. He's not fluent at his transitions. He's not Michael Todd. He's not going from here to here like a ballerina, right? My man's laying out there like Georgie Fetkoff, right? Let's be honest, that's what we're looking for. Then we're looking for him in round 3 and 4 to stop the elbow coming off the back, plant that elbow, and not be able to finish. To start breathing weird, for Jerry to hold on, broke arm position, red face, purple tongue hanging out, completely on the red line. What if it happens? It will be dramatic as well.
So do you think at some point, so does that a ladder up to Jerry just getting like a nice clean press at the very end?
Oh,
no resistance.
Definitely. With your boy over there I mean, you gotta have oxygen for this guy now, right?
Right.
Oxygen for both athletes. Listen, Jerry has been where Levan was in that 5th round with Hermes. It's just Jerry does not quit. Jerry dies, comes back to life in the same event. He goes hard. He does not care. I just don't know. I mean, there's a chance that Levan never, if he just never moves from the center, that Jerry will pin himself. Just no chance, right? Like, because if I stay there and you try to come in with that shit, you'll just keep sliding down my forearm. I'm totally blocked right here. You cannot. Now, once I give you that little lane where you could put that shoulder between my shoulder and my hand, that's when we got problems. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see, does Levan have a level of understanding or does he not need it? He can, like, listen, great example of this match is Vitaly and Camille Jablonski. All right, now listen, what I'm saying. There is a situation. Now, I don't know if this is now. This could be a bad analogy as well, because Levan may be way stronger than Jerry. Vitaly was just a little bit stronger than Camille, right? But the truth is there was a spot that Camille can push this motherfucker down. If we start in this certain spot, I can beat your ass, right? I saw that, right? Now, also, you can be so awesome like Vitaly that you don't have to pull with technique. You can just use your regular, your normal lane, and you can still barely win, which is what I feel happened. I'm not taking anything from Vitaly. All I'm saying is that shit was close.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was close. Jerry he needs to have that same approach. He hopefully feels that he can beat Levan. If he puts his shoulder in there and Levan is out here and Levan is trying to just normally side pressure top roll him, that he runs out of room out the back, has to plant the elbow, doesn't have the side pressure to finish. Right? That all of that is in play. There's an opportunity like Vitaly that you don't have to do it scientifically like I did with Jerry, change everything that I am doing to combat what you're doing. You don't have to do it like that, but it leaves the door open. It leaves the door open for you making the same mistakes that, listen, 50 dudes thought they could beat Jerry Kydyrgali. If did it correctly, probably could have, but did not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Jerry Kydyrgali, what a tremendous opportunity you have. I'm sorry if I am under the belief that you have no fucking chance.
Yeah, it just requires so much power, right, to just be able to do your regular thing without being needed.
Yeah, it's just like you watch Gary Goodrich pull Jerry Kydyrgali back in the day, right? And he just does it wrong, but he's just too strong for Jerry. But there's certain little points where it's like, oh shit, your boy was sticky right there, and Gary was in no position to keep arm wrestling, just like Vitaly was in his surges against Camille.
Yeah, because you can sticky and stucky. And they got Cobra Roads in the house. $2 super chat. Beast.
No chance.
Hell
Let's go, Cobra.
Thanks, Cobra.
I tried to call Cobra earlier. He was in a meeting.
Come on, man. The car business is booming right now, man. You can't call him. All right, well, let's continue. So, well, hold on. You kind of got me confused. So, money, what's your final score?
6-0 Levan. It ain't even close.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be that way. I mean,
that's
listen.
a nasty score after you get that much love to Jerry, man.
I love it, man. I'm telling you. But listen, I felt the same way against Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson. I really thought that Mike Tyson was going over there to blow that dude up. I had no idea. Once you hear the story, nobody knows how much does this mean to Jerry Kydyrgali. Have you been stacking blocks? Right? Has there been no delay in your preparation? Are you what you showed us in Orlando? Is that the best version that we've ever seen? There's a good argument for that. I'm not sure another human being could do Alex like that lives in North America. Mm-hmm. That was crazy awesome, right? So let's be positive and say that was also the best Alex he's ever been. Right? The very best Alex ever, Jerry runs them over. Not even close. I'm building blocks. I'm way better. Way fucking better than I've ever been. And I cannot wait until next Saturday because I understand how immense the climb is. How absolutely extraordinary the feat would be. I am prepared. That's the positive side. The negative side is we saw Hermes just kill your ass like it wasn't even close. And Hermes is what it takes, even if you have Hermes' skill level. You got all that, right? You still are down 4-0. And all we can talk about is the fact that my man ran out of gas. He comes, then Devon kills Hermes. And then Levan gets put into some deep water first round with Devon, ends up victorious, showing us something special. We had no idea. I had no idea he was going to be able to press from almost the middle of the table. Showed his length, right? And then calmly goes back, doesn't even breathe heavy. Man is like perfectly sitting over there, yin and yang, just chilling. Comes up the next 3 rounds, kills him. We know that Levan killed a guy that killed the guy that killed you.
Mm-hmm.
No fucking chance. You got no chance, except we Americans, we as arm wrestlers don't want to hear nothing except fuck the champ. We all want the underdog to win every single belt. If you walk out with the belt, we do not want you to win. Mm-hmm. Am I right? Am I right?
I agree.
Come on. Nobody wants the champ to win except the champ's camp and the champ's family. Nobody wants Levan to win. We just can't, there's nothing we can say. If he does, we're like, yeah, no shit. You saw the way he beat Devon, the way Devon beat Hermes, the way Hermes beat Jerry. That's what our eyes have seen, our heart, right? Our brain, wherever we think with is praying that Jerry Kydyrgali is the very best he has ever been, that lightning can strike, that the trip is detrimental. How many layovers does Levan have? How much nasty Taco Bell will he eat while in Atlantic City? All of these factors, right? Like they're all need to come to play. And listen, if getting Levan to travel from Georgia to the United States hurts Levan's preparation and strength, and that's what it takes for the underdog to win, let's fucking go! Let's go!
That's awesome. Well, I got you. I heard you. So from that one, let's move down there. And the next match, probably
you
just
notice the energy if we start from the top and go down.
Let's see. So, well, this match, it's almost weird to me that you started with Jerry and Levan, because that's like the one we're talking about.
Come on, man. Every time we do these fucking reaction prediction shows, we start by trying to be politically correct. And it's going from the Tulip Bowl all the way up to the Super Bowl, and we got no energy come Super Bowl. So we should always go backwards. All right, what's the next match?
Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall.
Yeah, listen. If this is what's required when it comes to getting new people, getting better eyes, more followers, more characters involved in arm wrestling in order to create the platform so that Levan and Jerry can do their thing, I have no problem setting through this thing. I am personally a little concerned about the guy that is winning being just uncoordinated enough to hurt himself. I just pray. I hope and pray that there's a script for these two guys and that this is not for real. And if it is for real, then I just pray that they both are healthy. Because I believe wholeheartedly that there are levels to arm wrestling. And I'm not saying that they haven't been in equal or greater arenas, because they both have, right? I am just telling you personally, when you are engaging in a combat sport, when we are touching each other, there are emotions and there are risks that we have all taken. in the most detrimental positions ever, we do not give up. And that has a lot to do with us practicing every Tuesday and Wednesday for 100 years, right? Before we ever experience the call out of the two people, the lights, the business, the stage of the highest level of arm wrestling. All that I'm saying is that I have a feeling that when I was at my strongest and I am trying my best to arm wrestle, if you would have paid me money, I would have attempted to do the strongman competitions, right? If it had been, hey, you and Devon go out there and do the same fucking thing that they just did, we'll give you $10,000. It's for this show. Pros versus fucking Joes, no problem, right? But you still cannot put 600 pounds on the bench press if we can't bench 600 pounds. Mm-hmm. There are going to be some moments, if this is a real match, where potentially you ain't gonna be able to feel your hand and arm and shoulder. You're just at a 100% maxed out, goofy ass, unnatural position that I can't imagine either one of these guys have been in those positions yet. You can't duplicate it at practice. You can't duplicate it in a double elimination tournament. I'm telling you that it is a tough gig if you have stopped your match for 5 to 10 seconds against one person, and then you have to pull that person again. There are good luck, gentlemen. Listen to me. If I were you too, I would rehearse. This is more dangerous than boxing. Listen to me. Way, way more dangerous to your fucking health if you think that this couldn't be potentially terrible.
Hold on. No. People die from boxing.
Yeah. I'm talking about these two dudes. These two guys boxing each other would be less dangerous than arm wrestling in a super match for 6 rounds. Very scary. And do they even have the ability to understand when the match is over? Right? And I'm talking about even the winner. Like, is the winner dumb enough, right, to once he gets positioning to do what the smart guy that's not that strong does to the novice arm wrestler? Is he takes his hand and then lets him get on over here to 10 o'clock because he thinks he's doing him a favor.
Right.
Right? There are a lot of problems associated with these two guys going 100%. And I am soft. The older I get, I don't want to watch people arm wrestle that aren't veterans. And not only veterans, I want the veteran to make sure that he isn't just coming back. This motherfucker active arm wrestlers that understand the situation. This could be bad. So I just pray that they've got a little format, and both of them have been instructed that anybody who tells them it's okay to go out there and go 1,000%, just like you would trying to win the strongman competition, listen, don't do it. Do not do it. And then also, too, I could be very over the top. Maybe one of them is just, I think that from the outside looking in, it looks to me like Eddie Hall may be doing a business setup and that the other guy might be interested in arm wrestling.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
I could be completely wrong about that. I do not know that to be true. But if that is true, maybe that they have an understanding as well, because if I wasn't interested in strongman, but John Brzenk or Devon needed to use me for some perception to start their strongman career, I'm in, guys. Whatever you need. You need me to act like the shit's heavy, I'm in.
Hey, it's funny you said about emotions, right? And that's something nobody really will tell you. And that's something during the actual match that you will actually lie even yourself too after the match is over. You will not even tell yourself this feeling word there after. Oh no, man, I did that because this. No, 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 no.
Yeah, you're in a fucking weird. Listen,
Those
they are.
emotions 10 seconds ago after it's all over, like yeah, you forgot how much of a depression and emotional meltdown you just went through, and nobody knows about it, and you just erased it out of you as soon as that pad been done.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have opened up Pandora's box. Your boy Artem has just admitted that he has had some serious interventions in the
Dude,
middle of these 5 rounds.
dude, there's some interventions with your soul.
I
Especially
mean, and I know exactly listen,
and they knew where
all of
they
your
knew where you are, the more the value they are to you, those interventions.
listen, I have been involved in every single scenario possible when it comes to mental just retardation when it comes to what I am thinking about in the middle of these things, good and bad. Like it is unbelievable. I don't think that you were supposed to go back up with the same guy multiple times after he is your daddy. That was not the way the sport was designed. No one, listen, can you imagine if you were at the strongman competition? You went over there to deadlift, you're like, but you couldn't get it. And then they'd be like, right after this commercial break, he'll try again. Oh, motherfucker, I'm not trying that again. It's over. It's over. I mean, like, nah, just try one more time. Like, you dove off a cliff, belly flopped, and they're like, don't worry, he's gonna try it again. No.
Yeah, it's like strongman competition go on for like 2, 3 days, and like imagine the first guy that's out, he'll try it the third day. Like, no, no, no.
They're like, listen, as soon as you get past this 1,000-pound deadlift, you can do the rest of the event. You'll have every day, 7 days. Every day you walk out there, boom, you're out. Next day, out. I mean, yeah. So yeah, Brian, yeah, they better. I just hope that someone had to tell them that a 50-50, 6, 7 rounds with two people that have never, ever, like, everybody thinks they're amazing. Everyone is going to be, everyone has the same, like, big respect for Levan and Jerry. If that thing turns into 50-50 war, it is so long. There is so much output and so quick. Like, it's an individual strongman event back to back to back with 1 minute break. That's what, because you're not, listen, the Atlas Stone or the deadlift that you almost get or that you do get after everyone sees your exertion at 1,000%. There's nothing different than when Jerry and Michael are trying to pin each other after a 9-minute mark. Like there's nothing different. Just know that when that is over, they gave them 1 minute to do it again. Just know that there's going to be some weird feelings cardiovascularly that you've never experienced. And there's going to be positions that you find comfort in that will not help you win the match. It will only help with your comfort level during the match. And all of that will make it impossible for you to pin, impossible for them to pin you. And listen, your brain is going to, all of a sudden, you'll become a presser. You don't even know what it means to press. But all of a sudden, there's some jackass in the crowd saying, stand up and push through, push through. I mean, listen, I am praying. And listen, this wouldn't be good for anybody for one of them to get hurt. So I just hope they bring their viewers. And listen, all indications are that both guys are awesome dudes. When you hear Neil Pickup talk about, his guy, there's no doubt about it. And then the guys that have been up there with the big man, they all act like he's the greatest, most humble, nicest dude in the world. So, I just hope there was some sort of a business plan, or like we had these talks, because I believe that Devon had to have this talk before he boxed that dude. Be like, listen, motherfucker, listen, be careful. Do you want to be careful he doesn't break your jaw or knock your teeth out? Right? Like, and listen, that could have been bad. Could have been bad, right? It just didn't. It was okay. But that arm wrestling, I've seen arm wrestling matches that were more grueling than their boxing match.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
And even if you get knocked out, right? Getting knocked out's the equivalent of getting dads moved. You don't have to get dads moved 6 times in a boxing match. You just get it once.
Yeah, that's it. It's done. All right.
You tell me some of those times ain't trash. Would you rather get knocked out once, or you go back up there for these next 4 rounds with a dude that you just felt you have no fucking chance in hell of beating? Probably go back and take the ass whoopings, all 4 of them. But I think about it.
But I would really prefer you get knocked out. I got you.
So yeah, I'm saying Brian Shaw's going to win, and that they've already got it worked out, and that the Beast is only taking the match because his buddy Brian Shaw called him and said, "Hey, this will help with my promotional situation. How much money does it take for you to come up here and take these ass whoopings?"
Maybe we'll see. We got a question 499 from Daniel. How will Travis train Brian Shaw? Mostly table time?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I wouldn't train him personally. I would just give him some advice, and I would, he's on it's a 5-year plan, in my opinion, because when is Brian Shaw going to ease Levan down? It's going to take a while. That's probably the only thing he's interested in. And his coordination is going to be, that's going to take a while, dude. And also too, he's big, so he's got to pull differently. Like you see Vitali, like I think he's got that sort of height, doesn't he? And he has 6'8" or 6'6" or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right. So he's got to like position that right foot outside the table, most likely. Yeah. So I'm in this great position where if I just I'm 6'2", if I put my foot right on the other side of the table, inside of it, just more towards the middle, towards my opponent's leg, I can stand up tall then and just move my sideways. Brian cannot do the same thing. I am always thinking that a guy like Brian Shaw could just make a fifth, and who the fuck's going to control it, right? On the flip side, would I even be crazy enough to introduce that to him so early? Or would it be better to introduce it to him early than him having to worry about all the grabbing that he's been doing, probably, right? And probably should be dads moving and hooking everybody and pressing them. But I can't teach him that. I don't know. What would I just be? Just be reading from a book, right? But it wouldn't be something I could give him any genuine experience. So, and I don't know if he'll ever be able to put his elbow at the front of the pad and make a fist. He's probably going to be 4 inches taller than everybody, and they're going to say elbow back. He's going to be starting a lot of matches, with his hand down, like this more than like this. So Brian Shaw's a guy like me gets to do just what I did against Mike Aiello, is where my elbow can be in the front of the pad, my hand can be straight up in the air, and let's get it on, player. You keep reaching up there, and I'm reaching more.
Yeah, you get to do.
So yeah, I don't know, but I also too, Brian Shaw could be some weird dude that no one can beat too, I guess, one day. I don't, you know.
Sure, but like you said, it does take coordination and however you're going to build it, right?
Yeah, like he's
So
not going to be any
coordinate,
longer. Yeah, he's not going to be any longer than Vitali. So he's
right?
going to have a certain amount of skill level, or Vitali is going to have his elbow straight on the front of the pad, straight up in the air, which would make him pretty damn dangerous. Levan seems to have gotten like, am I crazy or is Levan as big as Brian Shaw everywhere except height? Just looks like Levan could even do some of the strongman shit that Brian Shaw does, probably.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying. Probably because of the height, the arm length and all that a little bit different. But yeah, Levan is huge. Levan has that weird build too.
Yeah, he's got them huge arms and a huge hand. And, once again, Levan's going to be able to, and that's his best technique too, is he likes to put that elbow front of the pad, hand straight up in the air, so I think there's a lot of obstacles for Brian Shaw. On the flip side, one of them, being the world's strongest man could mean something. It could mean like, hey, I don't have to take the same approach that the rest of you bums did. Yeah, I'm the man. And that's fine too. I just know that I have been the man's man, and there is adversity when it comes to super round being up there 5-6 times. Things are happening between your ears. These feelings that you are trying to keep from everyone, including yourself. But you can't fucking lie to yourself. You know if your forearm is burned up. You know if your hand is cramping. You know if you have the energy to tighten your fist up before the set grip. Do you have the time? Can I fucking jockey with this guy? For the 8th time, the score's only 2-1. This is the 8th time we done got separated. Do I fuck with him or do I comply with this set grip? Do I have enough hand strength to even get out so I can get the strap on? Like, there's a lot of factors. A lot of factors. God forbid the midway through the super match when you find out you can't beat him in the strap. So you need to keep it out of the strap. Talk about your mind playing tricks on you. Come on, man.
And that's round number 3 or 4, and that's it. Man, that's a late lesson. All right, hey, you got $5 super chat, so we're kind of gonna deter a little bit. Travis, pick 2 of your current favorite arm wrestlers in terms of performance. That's a good question.
Alajon and Samushia are the 2 dudes. They're the guys.
Okay.
I have a fond appreciation for what I think Vitali will end up being the left and right hand super heavyweight champ of the world here in 2025. That's a dark horse. But yeah, my 2 guys that I'm like, yo, why couldn't I be so quiet and so skilled and just let all that table work do all the talking? Them 2 dudes, that's what they do.
Eric, I'm gonna come back to your question in a bit, even though I know super chat. I appreciate you, young man, but it's we're gonna come back to a good question. Cold Stone 499. When is Tyson starting over Caleb?
Yeah, man, the Bears are struggling. Did you see Gary's piece?
What?
I asked you to put it on the channel. Did you put it on the channel?
Yeah, but you know, watch it.
You didn't watch it? So Gary
No.
came to the game, to the Packers game, and he videoed almost the whole time, and he did an outstanding job. We almost beat the Packers. Had a little problem there at the end of the game, a little field goal block. But yeah, it looks like it's Caleb's team. So Tyson's just got to wait until they don't want the kid to get hurt late in the year and they rest him, or God forbid he has to come out due to injury or anything. But for the most part, Tyson is dug in as the backup quarterback for the Chicago Bears. So I don't know. We're losing too many fucking games. I do not appreciate it, but I don't want to be like every other Bears fan and just be the most negative Debbie Downer person in the world. But it's not looking good. Not looking good. We done fired the coaches. It's not good.
All right. $636 super chat. There should be a super match series with an unlimited number of fall restarts per round. Set the world record for longest arm wrestling match.
Go ahead, set that shit up. I'm good.
So, so hold on. You guys can. So you guys gonna keep falling out and restarting? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes. If somebody gives up.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Eric, as I said, we're gonna come back to your thing later. We have a couple more matches. Gabriella Vasconcelos and Barbora Baitsova coming back.
Yeah, two interesting takes here. First one is pro Barbora, right?
Okay.
Easy. There's nobody like her. She's better than the field. She's better than Levan is at being better at his field. She's better at being more dominant in her field. Can't beat her, can't touch her. The only chance you had was that first match. And even when Gabby won the first match of their last match, you could see the damage that it did to the hand and wrist, kind of almost Morozov-ish when fucking with Devon and Ingen at the end of that match. You got some grit, you got a good grip, they say go, and right at the end, we all see it, click, 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 and then next five matches, too much. So, no fucking chance. Bar's the king of the world. Forget about it. Now, you want to go the other direction and say, Gabby was coasting a little bit. Gabby was unbelievable. Gabby's listening to everybody tell her how awesome she is. She's the reigning, defending queen of arm wrestling. She's got this little rivalry with Sarah, kinda, but Gabby's not really feeling it. She thinks she's better than her, right? Gabby's winning the world championship. She's the undisputed king of the world. I'm better than everybody. I'm defending and then all of a sudden, I run into someone who is abnormally gifted when it comes to length, size, youth, everything is what I believe Bara represents. Gabby, in her feeling herself moment, is pretty strong. Gets her ass whipped, and now has a new level of dedication. One that makes her way better than she was the day she lost. Because Bar is probably better now than she was the day she beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that the youngster's feeling herself too much? And that she's on cruise control with her training? Does she have any respect for Gabby? That first match when Gabby was able to pull her down, even though she got that hand a little bit, what did that feel like, to Bar? I'm not sure. Maybe it was one of them holy shit moments where she has since then doubled down. That's what we've seen when she pulled, how do I say, Erga? Or what's Egna?
Egley.
Egley, who, had me thinking she was going to be able to beat something. That wasn't close. So, which one you want to go with? You want to go with your eyes are telling you the champ is the champ. You can't fuck with her. She's young. She's figuring it out. She's unbeatable. Or the old dog who was on cruise control and now this is her first stumble. Let's see how she responds.
Right, because the response has to be big, right? You gotta
Be.
If you're really hot about it, you gotta show it off.
If she was already at 100% and grinding and grinding and grinding, she's in trouble. If there was some room for improvement that internally that you didn't work as hard as you could have, that sometimes can be a burning feeling. And I have oftentimes did something 6 months later that no one thought I could possibly do because they didn't understand how unmotivating I was being at the time when you thought that was my max. I was being a lazy bum. I knew it. You didn't know it. So to you, the dude can't do this. There were times leading up to me beating Dave Chaffee when I was pulling him and still not giving it 100%, but just going through the motions. And then finally, once you give a ridiculous amount, you understand exactly why you were unsuccessful the other time, right? And you make a choice then whether is that grind worth it? Did Gabby have to go 1 million miles per hour, 1,000% in order to be in the shape of her beating Sarah? If that is true, if she knows that, then she has no chance, and she knows it more than all of us. If she knows that there's a Gabby that's way better than I've shown you guys, I just only had to do that much to be the champ. Now there's a new level. I realize that the bar level requires me to do this much training, and I can do it. I have it in me. Let's go. I'm saying it's fucking over. Bar's the champ. 90%, just like Levan's the champ against Jerry. What I think we all want is to witness the upset. Let's witness the upset. So please bring it to us. Doesn't matter where it comes from. Nothing could be sweeter for any of us if Gabby beats Bar's ass. Right?
I'm a Barbora fan, man.
Of course. Who gives a fuck? She's the champ. What did I tell you about the champ? Nobody wants the champ to win.
Did. I know. So I'm a Barbora fan, so I think a little bit awesome to see Barbora win, but it will be almost scary to see her lose, just to see what happens after the fact. Because she's already pretty scary for all of them, right? And like you said, there could be a little bit of cruise control. Maybe she's already about to be even scarier than ever before. You don't really know. But it will be almost beneficial for her maybe to lose the traction of this and about now. And which just hurts. It's a good event to do it at. It will be nice to not to do it. But man, there'll be some scary shit after that.
Both are traveling about the same distance.
Yep, and she's that girl too. You know what I mean? It's not like she's gonna take an ass whooping and then that's it. She will grind it out, and we'll see something crazier on the way back. So, yeah, but in the same time, like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, women's arm wrestling, when it comes to getting Bar matches, it would be good if she loses for Ingen from the fight card. I think we're still waiting on one more freak, right? There's some lady who keeps on that everyone says either used to be the champ, and the Ingen's reached out to her. She's reached out to. What's her name? Ergly or
no? Irina Makeva.
Yes, Makeva. So, but it's getting to that situation where be a lot, because to me, Sarah's right there with Gabby. And once Gabby's if she's able to do something with Barbora, it opens it up for other people to think they have a chance. If she just jollywops her, man, come on.
Yeah, what type of crazy circle is that? You got Irina Makeva, who's the sister of Alan Makayev, who is the guy that Sergey Kalodnichenko broke his arm against, and now Sergey is the most active out of all of that circle, actually. But arm wrestling be steep.
Never know. You never know how much people want it. You never know.
All right. Okay. So what you got? What's your actual take?
6-0, 6-0, easiest shit in the world. Barbora is unbeatable. What's wrong with you?
All right. Sandris and Rustam Babayev.
Man, it's a great match too. It's fun. This is one of those. I'm just wondering how many matches will Sandris have to come back from? Because I believe Sandris will win. 4-2, 4-3, most likely 4-1. I'd say 40% chance he wins 4-1, 30% chance he wins 4-2, and then whatever that's left, 20% chance that he wins 4-3. But eventually, Rustam's going to get stopped, and Sandris is going to just keep wrapping around him, kind of that praying mantis, Kevin Bongard hook, and he'll end up, there'll be such a leverage problem, Rustam won't be able to finish, and then Sandris will win.
Okay, that's an interesting take. I'm gonna go like this Sandris winning, probably kind of. I think he's like a heavy favorite in my opinion.
Yeah, 4-1 most likely, 4-2 maybe, 4-3 is a great day for Rustam. That means he wasn't able to stop him early.
Okay. Yeah. I think Sandris is a good favorite here. All right, next match. Dave Chaffee and Barbora Ducat, which I'm assuming from what I've seen, he's a current world champion, like current WAF champion from.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Dave's opponent, but I think when it comes to Dave, we're looking for a monumental improvement from Dave if we ever want him to get another, like I'm potentially the number one right-handed arm wrestler in the world. I think he's in tier 2, under the Michael Todds of the world. And we'll see. I don't know if he's got enough grit and fight in him to really ever submerge again from 6-round arm wrestling. But if he shows improvement, then it's not like he's not far. He's never further than 3rd or 4th best attraction when it comes to North America. So he can keep active by getting stronger, but would need to have a monumental improvement in order to cause any real waves, I think, anymore internationally.
Good. So I'm reading this, and I guess his opponent is fairly young kid from Hungary. He won, what was it, youth? So under 21 super heavyweight at WAF, and I guess was showing pretty crazy levels. So at least his country is super hyped with him. So I get it. It can be interesting, but yeah, probably Dave.
Yeah, and then guys like Dave are going to get introduced to the future champions too. So get ready. That'll be Matt Mass's job, Dave's job, John Brzezink's job. That's the job you resort into once you are not champion material. And trust me, when I say champion material, the dudes are thick. Okay.
You're the legend status. You're the legend.
And Dave was that guy at one time. So there's no poo-pooing on your career, motherfucker. You the man. So make sure that you understand that I was asked about this. I did not voluntarily come in here to talk about all of you guys in arm wrestling. This was Artem begging me to come on here and give my expert analysis, which I understand the word expert is being used loosely. So go ahead.
Lachlan Adair and Lars Roberkin.
Yeah, it shouldn't even have had the match. Who the fuck cares about these two guys, man? Love them to death. Yeah, I do not care. I feel like Lars, what the fuck? How does Lars get so many matches? Jesus, family, Lars. It's over, bro. You're done. Yeah, no Lars. Easy for Lachlan. But also, too, could have did without this whole match. No reason to have it on the card.
Core Sports, cool shit, save some money from flying.
Seriously, that's a bad. Yeah, each one of those guys could have pulled a local guy like what you tried to do with Marcio and Paulin, which was intelligent from a geographical regional location. I see nothing for your viewership by bringing those two guys from those two countries, just a tiny bit of a waste of money, and one of the matches that everyone will be getting the food and taking their breaks, rolling blunts.
Yeah, for sure. Because like I like how you said that. There's a couple of really hot matches for Lachlan that he probably was looking forward to do here with our guys.
Well, don't get me wrong, Lachlan's probably happy to get a win. So he's okay with it. Okay. I'm just talking about from the geographical location of Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
how good those two guys are pulling each other. Worst match of the card.
Matt Mask and Marcio Barboza.
Yeah, to me, this is also borderline snoozer, but we do understand the kind of power that Marcio has in that area. So all of his boys, they're gonna be deep down there. They all coming to pull in the tournament. So it was very smart for Core Sports to put this matchup with Marcio in it. But you also too, like, you're never that impressed with Marcio pulling the same guy over 6 rounds, because you either see Marcio cheat the guy and win, or the referee call the fouls on Marcio. But what we've never seen is no fouls, right? Whether they get called or not is interesting. So I do believe that Matt has to be careful that he doesn't allow Marcio's unwillingness to compromise, ability to let the ref, he'll get a couple of those starts where they'll be okay with him double capped. They'll be okay with him a slight false start, and that elbow will be bobbing usually between that much off the freaking elbow pad. You just got to make sure that when he is performing all of those at the same time, that you don't still try to control it, because you can fuck your hand and wrist up once he gets too high and has too much leverage, and you just being a psychomaniac that sometimes Matt can turn into. Just be careful that you don't hit into a wall that hampers your production as the match goes on. But I also think that this is a new, improved stem cell using model fucking client for stem cells. If ever someone has told me that, is there a testimony or a situation where you can vouch for the legitimacy of the stem cell industry, I'm telling you, Matt Mass seems to be the poster child for the guy that used stem cells to heal up, and that he is healed up, and he's pretty damn good. Hasn't really been, he's been on them. Yeah. Are you a second guy?
No, I'm the guy that treated Matt Mask, so I have a hand in it. So
I think that he's been treated multiple times by different.
It doesn't matter, Travis Bagent. I just want to let you know that First Coast Wellness have treated Matt Mask, and we had an amazing result. So thank you, Matt Mask, for choosing us to treat you and help you in your career, Matt. We appreciate it.
So if you are thinking and you're on the verge of getting stem cells and you need a person to talk to, don't talk to Matt Mask, because he's going to tell you to get them, because it seems to me like he has.
There's the card. First
card of stem cell therapy right there. So yeah, Matt may be just too strong. If he can just somehow get the referee to get, Marcio to the middle of the table, to get that thumb knuckle showing, and to keep Marcio's elbow on the pad, which no one in the history of arm wrestling has ever been able to do, then it'll be interesting. But you can also go back and watch Marcio and Pablo, and you can see what I'm talking about when it comes to Marcio getting away with enough, Pablo defending it at a leverage disadvantage and ended up blowing himself up, and him not being able to win after the early fighting. So just be careful, Matt. Just beg the ref to follow the rules, and you should be okay. Pretty good match, though. I mean, Matt has to be careful. There are some spots where Marcio can get sticky. Marcio will have his friends and family there. They'll be deep. So I'm going to say 4-1 with a lot of complaining from Marcio about the refereeing and the setups. I'm going Matt Mass 4-1.
Wow, okay. That's cool. I'm gonna go Marcio 4-2, probably.
But cheating the whole time or no?
Of course, of
Is
course.
there one
It's,
legit win in there? Or just an absolute, just a
I
dick
will,
dragging
I
in the
will,
setup.
I will personally watch the first one, and then I will exit the building. I'll get annoyed with the shenanigans. I'll be like, oh,
Are you?
I'm
Will you
just,
be there?
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure.
And you're just going to watch and pull, or what are you doing?
I'm just watching. Yeah, I'm just watching.
You're not going to get in the tournament?
No, they should call me. What am I? I'm a contender, dude. Fuck's wrong with you, man?
I mean, isn't everybody a contender that's not on the card?
Yeah, for sure. But I'm the type of guy that's expecting the phone call rather than.
Ah,
I'm like those dudes when East versus West Trumpets qualifies, and
you're
most
right
of
in
the
it.
guys.
You're in the
Oh,
middle. You're in the middle. Not good enough to get a call, but be damn if you'll qualify.
yeah, yeah. Nah, but you know what? I will be interested in qualifying, but they just fucking posted it like what a week and a half ago after I booked my tickets 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure I'm late for that. So
Well, we'll see how pussy you are or not, whether you get in the tournament or not.
well,
All
uh,
I'm saying is there's either pussy or not a pussy.
yeah,
If
but
come Saturday you
who
don't arm wrestle, you are in the pussy category.
Yeah,
Just so
but
you
hold on,
know.
hold on. Who do you think you're talking to? I'm the person that won every qualifier for the qualifier there is in the past 3 years. First of all, second of all, the thing is on the Friday, what morning time or some shit. Like, hey, if
Ah,
if my flight arrives there and I just beat a bunch of
I'll get you in.
5 days
I'll call
before,
some people. I know some people. I'll call some people. We'll get you in. What's your weight? 190.
probably 195. Yeah,
Okay, so you got to pull in. What's the class? 209 or is it
I don't
198?
care. I'm really strong right now. I don't care. Like I
Good,
haven't
good,
this
good. Well,
Saturday.
we'll see on Saturday when I get the results.
I don't give a
Saturday
fuck.
morning.
I have zero cameras 209, 200, 195. Listen, the scariest 3 weeks to talk to me, Travis Bagent. I'm finally in good shape, despite this. Okay. Cory West and Tobias Sporing, left arm.
This is good too. I mean, to me, my eyes tell me it's very easy that Tobias wins because he was way more effective against Camille than Cory was. Um, so yeah, 4-1. Cory's in trouble. Yeah. Listen, I'm rooting for the American, but I mean, Tobias was right in there, and I wouldn't even be surprised if you go steel by steel frame. Tobias wasn't even more in that Camille match when you watch it. So I think Camille's a bit of he's got a little Marcio in him too. He's unwilling. He's unwilling to compromise.
Okay.
And is a so and I think he got away a couple times, starting a little early, starting, it's kind of funny how I can't start like this, but oppressor can start like this underneath of my hand. And I'm like, yo, I would like the opportunity to make his hand go like that rather than you already give him that lane underneath my thumb pad. So there's I think Tobias is tough. And I think that if Camille wasn't just the most sickly, unbelievable, awesome dude, that potentially, you know, that could be that could have been different. So Tobias, I think, wins. Rooting for Cory, hoping, but yeah, I think Cory's in trouble.
All right. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's very disappointing. So I don't even know. I thought Cory was going to win this, but I like what you're saying too. Uh, all right.
I mean, Cory's supposed to win if you didn't know that the last two times that they both lost was to one guy. Just watch the matches. Like,
Yeah.
Tobias was all on Camille's ass. And Cory, man, that was a real bad. I mean, Camille looked crazy stronger than Cory.
Yeah, Corey kind of looks in a little bit of a on a little slow valley, a little bit of a little.
Well, the fucked up part is that what he did great was kill me. So I don't even know what the fucking like terrible. It's like, oh my god, this is terrible news.
Oh,
Because every time Cory takes an ass from here on, I know that I can't fuck with that dude either. So, yeah, it's sickening.
Man, I'm sorry, Travis Bagent. All right, we're wrapping it up with the last two. Paulin and Krasimir.
Great match for the Paulin legacy. The truth is they're going right in a hook, just like he did with Rustam, and it's going to be close. I think Paulin will have some maybe early success, but don't be surprised if he ends up 2-0 and then losing 4-2, just because the match is going in a hook, in a hook, in a hook, and Krasi does have the ability once the match stops to grind that fucking thing out. Nothing would be better for the brand, for the atmosphere. Paulin's gonna have a lot of fans there. Like when his name gets called, man, people are gonna go crazy, as they should. So, I'm rooting for Paul. I'm confident that he will be up early. I'm just praying he can finish it off. If he goes 4-0, then he is definitely has our attention when it comes to trying to keep climbing, knowing that there are hookers that are awesome that are in that 209 and 231 class, and that Paul is working hard to close that gap with those guys.
All right, so what's your score?
Score is 4-2 Krasi.
Man, that's interesting to hear.
With a 2-0 lead from Paul.
I got you, because so far, looking back to Armbad, Krasimir's block is open. You cannot bet on Paulin no more because he's a favorite.
Yeah. Listen, it all looks right. And I'm with Paulin. I just know that Paulin had a little trouble finishing Sasho in that hook. And this is a bigger guy. I know Paul's going to be bigger. And then you watch Paul, really impressive with Rustam, but not able to finish round 3, 4, 5 in the hook, runs out of gas. It's just so impressive that he can hook with those guys. So you gotta make sure you give him his flowers when it comes to being a guy that can match up with those guys. And then you see the way Todd Hudson was able to take care of Krasi, and it makes you think Paulin ain't that far away from Todd Hudson, but he is that far away from Todd Hudson. That's the reality of pulling Todd in a dead even grinder hook. He is still not there. And once again, hey, Paul, please prove me wrong. What did he say? Tell me again what I can't do.
Tell me what I can do.
Yeah, this is it. Prime example of you. You're going to be in the match with him early. How much endurance, how much does winning take from you as opposed to him losing and his ability over 20-some years of pulling way bigger, strong dudes in a hook and having success. So trust me, I hope Krasi's on a downward plane and you're up and you just run over him. But I could see the same thing happening. Early success in the hook, running out of gas, and Krasi coming back.
All right, okay. Last match, Kevin Palco and Joseph Maranto.
Why are they pulling? What is going on? How did this guy? This guy went from 3 matches to 7 or 8 now?
Who are we talking about? About the card? Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, we can talk
the card's got 2 matches that shouldn't be happening. Whatever the fuck that 2 names.
10.
Okay, so there should have been an 8. It should have been 8, and I would even argue that you couldn't get it down to 6. 10's too many, especially with those 2 matches. Lars and your boy can go, and these 2, I don't even know these guys. Are these local guys? Well, who are these guys?
Kevin Palco out of Ohio and Joseph Maranto, I think, out of Arizona.
I do know Kevin Palco, actually, but how the hell did he get on this card? What is going on? What weight class are these guys vying to be the champs of?
You know what? I think Joseph is out of that West Coast thing, and he could be out there. I've seen the videos with him and Adam. So they could be all in Adam's ear about we need a lightweight match, we need to set it all up, grind it all up. So I think
what weight are these guys?
I think they're like 54 or 65ers.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So I
Well,
think that's
Palco's the only name that I know of, so I'm going to go with Palco. But super uninterested in any. I'm a diva, spoiled brat now. If I don't get Alajan and what's my man Ivan. If I don't get these guys, Matyshenko and them competing against each other and them being not even the the main event, I am spoiled. So I don't want to hear about no matches from dudes that live in America that I don't know. I don't want to listen. I can't fuck with Lars and your boy. Right? I understand the regional significance of Marcio and Paulin's matches.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that worried about watching them.
Well,
hey, listen, give me Brian Shaw. Give me Jerry Kydyrgali. Listen, let's go. Spoiled rotten. I am spoiled. Let's go.
well, you know what? Looking at what you just said, and I'm looking at the list, I think the first 5 matches really could have been it. First 5.
Yeah.
Gary LeBon, Brian and Eddie, Gabby Barbora, Sandris Rustam, Dave and the young dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, if Sandris or Rustam get their visas taken away, I'm not crying about that either. So that shows you how spoiled we are. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, hey,
definitely
we are so spoiled because people were on the internet for 2 years in a row begging for a card like that.
No doubt. Yep. 100%. And listen, that's a sad reality. Nothing's worse than getting on the card at a time when now the guys are like, who gives a fuck about them guys? That just shows you the way the world is. So,
dude, yeah, we should be crying, dying for Kevin and Joseph to represent 2 lightweights.
Hey, listen, hats off to those guys. Hats off to those guys for being on that fucking card because the hatred of the people that are on the card is probably stronger than the love for the people that are in the main event card. You know what I mean? So good for them. Good for those guys. I do not want to add on to the hatred. I know most people were probably politically correct and they just went through and did all the but hey, listen, let's just put it out here this way. Pros and cons of starting at the top and going to the bottom. If we would have started at the bottom and worked our way up, we would not have been disrespectful to Lars or Palco. And then we'd have just not have had a lot of energy for the top 2 matches because of the way we reversed it. Ton of hypeness about the matches that we care about and the title matches and all that good shit. And we find the negative response of starting at the top is you really don't give a fuck about them bottom matches. And that's where I'm at.
More honesty comes out of it because if we start with the bottom, the first match will be, man, so good for these guys to be on this card, man. Such a good time.
Met Palco at the YMCA in Kentucky 7 years ago. I'd have told the whole story. But yeah, at this point, trying to get off of this fucking thing, who the fuck put these matches on there, man? Get the fuck out of here.
It is a good opportunity to talk about Kevin's career and how it's like peaking for right now. And but yeah, man, sorry, Kevin, man, I appreciate it.
Kev, you good? All you gotta do is win and prove us wrong, and have a big showing with a bunch of people with signs. And when they call your name, have the place erupt. You do that, listen, we'll really hate on you because listen, most of this comes from jealousy from me. Right. I don't know where Artem may actually trying to be a journalist. I am just simply on the hate parade.
Yeah, well, see, like from a journalist standpoint, it's actually probably like it's hot for both of them. But Kevin being obviously killing it on the internet and what he has been doing and like just traveling, doing like pulling kids, school, like all this like internet weird stuff. That match is like probably really important for his like social media stand peak point right now for sure. Like if he gets it, he probably.
Well, I think the most important thing that Kevin can do for the rest of us is explain to us how he got the match. What is your algorithm? What sort of hustling have you been doing media-wise for East versus West or King of the Table to get this opportunity? Because a lot of other people would love the same opportunity you're getting.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Travis. Two last questions so we can finish it up. Do you think Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was scripted?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. They got me again. I told myself I'd never stay up to watching those boring ass boxing, and I'll be damned if I wasn't 12:50 at night waiting on these motherfuckers to get called out. So I watched it. I was uh, just super impressed with Jake Paul's business savvy, and I love Mike Tyson anyway. I loved Mike Tyson when he was a bad person, when he's a good person. I don't even care. So I do not know if it was scripted. I have no idea.
I got you. I got you.
What studs if it is?
Okay. Okay. I hear you. Now, have you gotten to see any clips or videos of my trip from Devon Larratt's place?
I did not.
Yeah, so I filmed a little interview when I asked him about, you know, where this new Devon come from, right? And his opening statement was, well, it really starts with Travis Bagent. So, with that being said, Eric Harlan with $5 super chat, sir, that you sent half an hour ago. Travis, what's your thoughts on Devon Larratt copywriting you as a strong, outspoken character when years ago he was soft and spoken character and you were the dude?
Yeah, it's one of them weird things where when someone imitates you, but you don't like the imitation, like I'll walk in a room sometimes and there'll be somebody's wife or somebody's daughter, somebody's aunt, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm the greatest, Cory, I'm the greatest," and they make this fucking weird, graspy voice, and they say one of my lines, and then I immediately stop laughing and stop everyone else from laughing, and I'm like, "Is that supposed to be me? Is that how you think I sound? Is that the perception that you get?" And then there's more laughter, and we continue on. I feel the same way I do about Devon copying me and giving a bad impersonation as I did when Tom Nelson. I'd get the same thing from Tom where people would accuse Tom or Devon of acting like me, but it's only when Tom and Devon are being complete assholes that people say that they are copying me. I'm not interested in, at the height of their asshole activity, that I am the person that the other name that comes up. So yeah, I don't think that Devon's stick is cool.
I got you.
I think it's bullyish. It's usually he's unaware of the room while he's doing it. It's like he hasn't thought about it completely, and that the reaction isn't what he maybe thought it was going to be in his head. So I like to think that I had better timing, that I had more comedy feel to it, that I did it with more awareness and less cringiness. So, but the flip side is that if people keep impersonating you and you keep having a terrible, I guess, reaction to the impersonation, then I may have to look in the mirror and be like, that is the person. That's the person I was.
Well, just to let you know, during the whole interview, I made zero attempts of defending you or saying of anything of that kind because you asked me for that one time. Because one time me and you had the conversation, you're like, "Yo, Orton, if you're ever in position to defend my name, don't fucking do it."
Do not do it.
Because I most likely did that shit.
There's a chance. There's a chance. I will go back. Will you send me the link so I can watch it?
It's funny, but we did basically point it out. Like I did ask, my question was, said like there is a correlation to where I'm driving the point that it's not the same, and whether or not does he care that there's no comedy whatsoever. And, and he says that he does not. He's all about making sure you are feeling as uncomfortable as you can be. Like,
Wow, it's working.
Right, for sure.
Everybody in that room was uncomfortable about the way he was acting. Every person. So if that's his intent, then he crushed it.
Well, all right,
I mean, listen, he was so disrespectful to Dennis that me and Dennis are friends now.
You're on there fucking dabbing
10 times during the weekend looked at each other and be like, I got a lot more respect for you now than I did before this fucking guy is doing all this shit, boy. Right?
Oh, man.
But here's the worst thing about it. Let me tell you what the worst thing about it is.
Go ahead.
How unbelievably strong Devon is. Okay. I feel sorry. Who's going to shut him up? Good luck. Good luck with that.
And I tell you, both of them strong. I got pulled by the whole family. I pulled Devon and Alden for whole 4 days. And I get the like none of that shit. Both of them too committed, too weirdly strong, too everything. So yeah, there's gonna be problems. Still.
Bad dudes. I don't even know if Alden's that good, but Devon, woo! Wowzer. Wow.
Devon's yeah, Devon is different. Oddly different and smart.
Mm.
Not great at reading the room, but very smart.
And maybe, listen, you always got to think about yourself reading the room wrong. And I've always prided myself on being the most aware person in the world. So if I am false, if I am misleading about my awareness, then maybe I'm the one that's
right. Because you'll still be in a situation where people will call you out from their perspective, and it kind of sounds pretty good. They're like, man, I thought they got it all covered, and I didn't. Man, hell.
You missed the punchline where the comedy was there. So that's why you think I was being just as much as a dick. I got you. No problem. That's.
Appreciate you.
All right, my man. Let me know what you need.
Yeah, are you coming down there or no? You
no, I got a gig in California on the 15th, the Sunday.
Oh man, the guy reached out to me with the Kirk Burke. It's a short word. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Christmas. It's a little Christmas thing. So I'm headed out there. I got to do a video too, actually, for him. He just asked me to do some sort of shout out video. So I might call you and we'll ask. We'll get a question from him, and then we'll just put it on here.
The guy is super nice. He's like, yeah, man, like, see, like, if Travis will get you out here, I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure Travis will get the money out of his budget.
Yeah, the guy is cool. But I said yes when I thought maybe it was going to be in Vegas, so that I could have went to Vegas and jumped over to Cali. But it's going to be hard to get to Atlantic City. There's really not easy to get to Atlantic City. For me, it's not bad. I just drive 4 hours, 3 hours. Right. But for people flying in, I don't know. Philadelphia, I think, is probably
you can wheel and deal a couple flights, fly to Newark, fly to Philly. My way was I'm just gonna go to Orlando. Orlando has direct flight to Atlantic City, $100 in and out.
Oh man, that's crazy awesome.
Atlantic City Airport.
That is a thick airport you have there in Orlando.
Dude, people in Fort Lauderdale, I think they have a flight directly to Atlantic City too in Atlanta. So a couple. If you're in the hub that gets you to Atlantic City for cheap, you're great.
You got to be in a hub where a bunch of old people are there that want to come play them fucking casino games.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, like the flight was like $80 or some shit.
Oh man, you can't beat that, boy. You're rare. That's rare. I don't think most people are flying in Atlantic City.
Really?
Unless they're paying a lot of money to stop over in Orlando.
Yeah,
But
well,
a direct flight to Atlantic City has to be few and far between when it comes to, unless you're in a hub that Atlantic City is trying to pay people from Orlando and Fort Lauderdale to come there.
yeah, I think something terrible I saw was like still like stopping in Atlanta and then going there, and it still cost you $600. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So that's
Yeah,
all. You lucked out there. That's great. That's great. When you get there, Friday?
yeah. That's what sucks about it. I'm pretty sure, like, if it's some early flight, I'll compete somewhere. I don't know the schedules and shit. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure.
Well, one thing you can rest is uh, there'll be guys waiting on you as soon as you get there.
Hey, you're probably right. Probably right. Don't have to rent a car this time, man. We good. We good.
That's big time. That's gonna be a fun weekend, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's
Yeah.
literally, dude, that's literally
Arm
like
wrestling is a beast right now, boy.
that's basically the ultimate idea of arm wrestling is to make sure whenever there is some hot event that you're about to FOMO over your whole day and being able to afford a $100 ticket. That's all really it comes down to. It's you being able to get to the cool event and enjoy it. So
Yeah, yeah, and with no pressure. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I'm looking.
oh dude, yeah. You it's almost a blessing that you're not good enough to compete.
100%. Yeah, it ruined the whole
Sure.
weekend. He was in the mat,
Sure.
was in the car. It ruined the whole weekend.
Hey man, can you be in my corner? Yeah, no problem, man. Just for a
Yeah.
little bit. Just for a little bit. I have
All
drinks to attend to.
right, be good.
All right, yes, sir. I'll see you.
Later.
All righty, guys. We appreciate you. Thanks everybody from Boston. Yeah. I guess I did lucked out. Because that's the thing. I really wanted to go. I want to go everywhere, but you don't go everywhere because I mean, sometimes the tickets are affordable, but I mean the flights are terrible. So a lot of mental things. So I lucked out and got to go. Got got to go still. So yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.